folk, how are you? Welcome to day 154 of Lyndall's Luscious Limberings chill out day. Stretchy day, there might be a few slightly fatigued / sore muscles in there. No particular reason, maybe that's just me. I don't know, you might be fine, you might be peachy. But we're just going to give everything a chance to relax and recenter. It's trying so hard to be spring outside, so let's just do it. Hey, let's do it. Really take the chance just to feel like you're doing something really nice for yourself, which you are. Even just clicking the YouTube button, you know, you're doing a good thing, so well done you. All right, let's do this. Rupert is going to do nothing. Great. All right, so with today's playlist for day 154, 3, 2, 1, go. And we're going to start standing today. Again, just a soft hip width apart. So hip width, but then just soften the knees. And just looking down. And slowly back up. Use the breath with the movement and back down again. Just let that chin hang heavy, don't try and force it. And up. Back down again. And while we're here now, just rocking the head from side to side. So it's not a shake, it's a tilt. Just keep that heaviness of the neck. Now while you're here, really unclench those butt cheeks, because over the tops of the butts, you might find there's a bit of tension in there from yesterday. Good. Now just really tilt to the side so the chin comes up a little bit and then down. Hey Rupert. Good. Come back up. Keep those knees soft. And ear to the side. Breathe. Rolling around to the other side. Just let the weight of the head with gravity do the work, but unclench those knees, soften through the flexors, soften over the tops of the butt cheeks. Let the belly go. Back around to the other side. And just a gentle nod here. Soften the knees. And the other side. Oh my Lord. Silent. Good. And to the side, then looking behind. And then looking in front. And gently tilt the head up. Good. Back to the side and then just gentle nod. Good. Around the other side and gentle nod. Make sure the knees are soft. Keep on checking back in. Every time you move, they'll probably want to tighten again. All right, let's look behind. And in front. And with the breath looking up. And then just back to the side and a gentle nod. Good. Let the chin go back to the chest. And now I'm going to shake the head like we're saying no. No. Good. Keeping the head hanging low, we're just going to circle through the arms. Just nice and small. Knees soft. Good. bring the head up and roll forwards. Go back through the body, check in with all the tension areas and just let them go. You know the ones. Good, and rolling back again. Bit bigger now that the head's up. Good, alright. I'm just going to drop to the side, fingertips down, and then back up. Soften the knees. If you want to increase the intensity of the stretch, you can just raise that arm up, but don't go for an extreme feeling here. Otherwise you'll just irritate the nerve. Okay, that's feeling comfortable. Keep the fingers up as you stretch. Don't go too far. You'll feel it pull a lot sooner than what we were doing before. Couple more. Good. Now drop that. Just take the hand behind like this and a stretch. So you can give a gentle tension on the wrist, and if you want a very slight nod just to mobilize the area. Nothing too extreme. Good. And the other side. Soften the knees. So remember, if you don't want it too intense, just make the arm a little lower. So down here. Okay, if that's feeling comfortable, keep the fingers raised, but just be cautious on your first one so you feel where your limit is. You might feel it expressing through the elbow of this arm, not the neck. As we are forcing through the ulnar nerve, and it goes all the way down. Good stuff. Then take hold of that wrist behind the back and stretch. And if you want, you can give a light nod. Good. Release that chin back to chest. Link the hands behind. Still allow the weight of the arms to help encourage a bit of a stretch. And if you want, you can give a gentle wriggle with the wrists. Beautiful looking up. Arm to head and just secure it. Bend the knees, circle through the thorax. Small circles, but perfect. When I say perfect, I don't mean I want you to tense to make it perfect. I want you to relax. Feel like the quality of movement is like honey or lovely golden light. And as you breathe out, it's a small, slow circle. If it's clunky, slow the movement down. Maybe make it a little bit smaller. But you'll find the accuracy in the movement by getting light and soft and using the breath. And remember, I'm not using the arm for this. I'm using the whole of the thorax, the upper body. It's just that the arm is a point where you can see the expression of the movement. All right, let's go the other way. And make sure you're going as far back as you're going forwards. So if you had a big old laser torch on your fingertip, which some of us do, on the ceiling would be a perfect circle. And Rupert would enjoy it. Good, just drop that down and just circle that arm through. And the other arm. Remember, the arm goes to the head, and the head, neck, spine relationship stays straight or extended. Soften the knees. And then once you get the movement going, go back in the body. Think about softening through the ankles, opening up through the knees. expanding through the hip joints, letting the sacral spine lengthen away from the bones around it. Ribs can expand. Every single vertebra can lengthen away from the one next to it. And let's go the other way. And the head can float away towards the ceiling. Good, let that come down and just roll through. Good. Arm to head, bending over the top half of the body, and the infinity sign or a noisy truck or a figure of 8 on its side. Relax the other arm and now broaden across the small of the back. The other shoulder and the butt cheeks will really want to keep on engaging here, so just keep on going back and checking with them, let them know, no, it's not needed. Use the breath nice and smooth. And the other way. Smooth out any of the clunky bits, make sure they're beautiful, round, smooth movements. Again, like honey or golden syrup, beautiful pouring action. Good, bring that down and just roll through the shoulder. See how it feels, should be hopefully a bit more open. Lengthen through the head, lengthen the wing, and arm comes up and down. Soften the opposite arm, shoulder. Relax through the butt cheeks, really expand through the small of the back. Imagine it's getting nice and warm. And remember, this is not the wrist moving or the arm moving, it's the upper body. So just keep that relationship between the arm and the head consistent, and there's still a nice straight extension from the thoracic spine through the neck, the cervical spine, and through the top of the head. I can't remember if we've changed directions or not. So change directions. If I'm making you do it twice, just come back up again and roll through the shoulders. Good, coming up. Oh, and just roll through that. Good, looking forwards. Let the head collapse onto the chest and rolling down through the spine. Just in your own time. Let the head lead the movement. When you get there, just hang out, work through the shoulders. Head really heavy, like it wants to just keep on extending down and touch the floor. So really let go of the neck. Unclench those butt cheeks. And then expel the air, because we're going to inflate the spine to roll up, starting from the coccyx. In your own time, off we go, stuck in the vertebra. Good, and roll through the shoulders again. Good, and into tricep stretch. And again, let's just circle through that whole shape. And the other way. And let's lean away from that arm. Now engage your awareness to the foot on the side that you're leaning on. Push through that to come up. And let's lean the other side as well. Again, the foot on the side where you're leaning, push through that to come up. Good, and just roll out. opening up. And the other arm, bend the knees and circle. Make sure the head's still looking straight up. You're not bending over in order to facilitate that arm behind. The arm doesn't have to tuck behind the head. All you want to do is make sure you're getting a stretch through the triceps, the underside of the arm through here. So whatever gives you that shape with the head staying in a good head, neck, spine relationship, that's what we want. And change direction. All of the trucks. Good, and we're going to lean over. Good, engage with that foot on the side you're leaving. Breathe out, push through it to come up. And change. And engage with that foot. Come up. And roll through. Good, and we're just going to milk through some forearm stretches. And forwards. Good, and roll it out. And the other hand, which way do we start this way? Good, and going forwards. Good, roll it out. Just find yourself a door frame or window, and let's just stretch out across the pecs and across the inside of the arm. Breathing out, change over. I don't think I had to do a full circle then. I could have just changed arms, but it's okay. If in doubt, pivot. Beautiful. Alright, backing the mat. And let's roll down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just once you're here, bend down into as far as you feel like a comfortable squat where you're not putting too much pressure on your thighs. Resting your chest on the knees and just open up to the small of the back. And then just straighten the thighs and the legs until you find a stretch. Keep the head heavy through all of this and then go down again. Just if you can rest your chest on your thighs and then back up again. Good, taking a little wider stance and just hang over. And just popping out one hip than the other. Good, just bend the knees and bring the head up just so we can drain some blood out. Good, back up again. And we're just going to swing from side to side. Good, hands back in the center. Bend down again, head up. Get the stretch. Good, back up again. Take yourself over to the left-hand side. And stretch. Still feel like the chest is going upwards and forwards even though you're bending over. Just so you're not hunching through the spine. All the noises today, seriously. Good. Just come back to center. Take your weight off that leg you were stretching. Pivot the toes around. And go back over again.
Bend that knee, take the weight off, just turn around. Good, back to center, and then just keeping both feet facing forwards, go across to the other leg.
Extra conversations there for your enjoyment.
Good, back to center. Pick up the toes, turn them around, and keep stretching. Good. I'm just going to pause this for a sec. Roll up.
You folks can stay there. Okay, that's all good. That was just the plummets. Right, so what I'm going to do is we're going to go back into an A-frame. I'm going to play out the rest of the track that I was on, but when we get to the end, we'll stop and then recalibrate together. So let's just go back over into an A-frame and just hang out. And reach out the fingertips as far as they can and gently pull back against them. And now just popping at one side of the ribs and then the other. Good, okay, so for me, I'm just going to skip to now, if you're on the playlist with me, youth. Why is this not playing ball with me? Okay. Going back to the start of that track. Alright, together. 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. And you would have had a good stretch in that position by now, so let's just bring the legs in, sit down, stretching through the inner thigh and also the small of the back. And if you want to add some more bang for the buck, just pull the belly button into the spine a little more. Good, hands down. Just support yourself, lifting up the butt again, hang over. And through onto your butt. Bringing the knees into the chest. And just don't pull yet, just allow the sacrum to lengthen out on the floor. And just the weight of the elbows to encourage the legs down a bit. Soften through the chest, through the jaw. And just pull the toes back and lengthening up. And then down again. So keep the toes or the ankles in flexion the whole time. And I'm pushing up with the heels towards the ceiling. Good, now stay up there, double nerve stretch, pushing up through the heels, flexing the feet towards the shins. You might feel that that actually sort of slightly rounds the small of the back on the floor. Good, take off some of the flexion and we're just going to do our bird foot moves, duck feet and pigeon toes. Good, then bring the knees in and take them into a circle, nice and released. And if you like, as you start to bring the knees right up to the chest, you can take the butt off the floor a bit, get a little bit of a curve through the spine. Now keep going, but keep the butt on the floor as much as you can, or the sacrum on the floor as much as you can. Good, and we'll go the other way, just nice and soft. And again, if you want to, you can squeeze the legs a little more and let the sacral spine just curve off the floor. By the way, when I talk about the sacral spine, that's the bit of the spine that corresponds to where the pelvis is. The bit between the pelvis and the chest is the lumbar spine.
The bit on the chest where the ribs are is the thoracic spine, and the neck is the cervical spine. Thus ends the anatomy lesson. Alright, and now keep the sacrum on the floor, and circle. And of course the coccyx is, at the end. Good, now let's squeeze in a little more. Good, just lengthen out one leg and squeeze one leg in. And circle through that ankle. And circle the other way. And whichever leg that is, take hold with the opposite arm, and we'll just tip it over to the side. Don't force it down, just let gravity do the work. Opening up, breathing into the ribs that are exposed. And use the outward breath to come back up. Squeeze in again. And change legs. So squeezing in and circle through the ankle. And the other way. Good, squeezing in. And then just take it over across the body. Looking down the opposite arm, keep both shoulders on the floor. And breathe into the open ribs. Good, breathe out and come back up. Other leg up again and making a donut, and we might be a little bit stiffer, so let's just loosen up through the hips. Keep on reminding yourself just to lengthen the head on the floor and let the back, the small of the back, relax into the floor. Soften through the jaw. Soften over the throat, over the thoracic inlet. Beautiful, linking through and stretch out those glutes. You're going to stay there a little longer. So breathe into the area. Good. Now just go to the side of the leg that you're stretching, tighten up the little angle, and drop over to the side. Let gravity do all the work for you. Good. Lengthen out the lower leg and use the breath to come back around. Just take that leg and move this knee right across to the center line, and then take the ankle or the shin and pull it up towards you so you get a stretch through the glute in slightly different position. Good, back in and just give the whole leg a bit of a wiggle in the hip joint. And then final nerve stretch, toes back and stretch up. Yes! Enjoy that. That's an order. Good, pop it down. Other leg. So lips over. I'm just going to open it out. Beautiful, linking through. And we'll stay here for a nice deep stretch. Have a curiosity about how your tensions in the body are linked. So you can certainly breathe into and soften the muscles around where you're stretching. But what happens if you relax under the shoulder blades or across the diaphragm or through the jaw. Just see what effect that has on the stretch. Beautiful. Pop that down, take yourself towards the side where you're stretching, and let the legs relax over. Beautiful. Straighten the lower leg, curve back around, and bring the leg forward. Take it right into the center midline, and then pulling up. Whichever way is easiest for you is fine. Beautiful. Back in. Wiggle it out. Beautiful. Toes back and stretch up. Yes. Good. Pop it down and let's roll onto our sides. Up onto all fours and some cat-cow. So we're going to arch up and back down. Keep the muscle engagement light. Remember, just use the spine. You should almost feel like you're not moving. So rather than go, oh, but if I relax, it feels like I'm not doing anything. Yes. That's what we want. We need to do movements that feel like you're not doing anything. Good, leveling off. And we're going to circle around to the left. Nice slow ones. And the other way. Good, and just take the knees out wide with the feet in, settle back into a child's pose like a frog. A tadpole pose. That's like a frog child's pose. You're welcome. And if you want, you can just wiggle a bit through that. Good, just come up and just adjust yourself on the mat so this won't hurt your knees, because now from that we're going to go into crazy frog. So legs wide, shins parallel, forearms on ground. Gently rock yourself back. Good. Gently take yourself forward, supporting yourself on the forearms. And pushing back into a traditional child's pose. Good. Back up into all fours. Just turn around, look at your left butt cheek, check it out. What a butt cheek. And back the other side. And then line up for your down dog. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips, fingertips out. When I say like fit, I mean that when I keep on talking about index fingers being aligned, just for clarification. With the thumbs out stretched and about the width of the thumb between them. Tuck the toes underneath, lift the butt towards the ceiling. And try and put the thighs on the wall behind you. And again, really think about what happens when you relax different areas. So if you think about Really softening over the tops of the butt cheeks. What about the sides of the butt cheeks, or over even the hip flexors? What about over the ribs or under the shoulder blades? So from here, just release it a bit, and we're just going to walk through. And if you want, take it across the body and really indulge in that twist. Good, soften, walking the hands in and just hang over. Head super heavy here. And then gently raise up and straighten the legs until you find a stretch. If you want, you can place the hands behind the heels or the knees just to encourage that stretch forwards. And crouch down again. Just gently raise the head up, just to take the blood out of the head. It's much better than having a head spin once we stand up. And we're stretching a bit here as well. Good, and then butt goes up again. Straighten the leg until you find a stretch. Again, if you want to link the hands behind, you can. I like to just wriggle through the chest here, just sort of to help move things. You know I like multitasking. Good, soften the knees, either by breathing in or breathing out, roll up through the spine. And just going to go back to rolling through those shoulders. Hopefully it feels a little different to what they did when we first started. And to finally finish, take the arm across the body. Keep the shoulders aligned and just stretching through underneath the triceps. Pushing up and in to find the stretch. And roll that out. And the other way. Good stuff. And just going to I'll finish one of these times. Just give yourself some percussion over the shoulders. And the other side. And just over the back. If you want, you can bend over a little bit. Just get over the small of the back into the glutes. Down the legs, 20 above and below the knee. Down the leg. Other side. And down. Good, and then the chest. Good. Lovely. Done. Core day tomorrow. In the meantime though, hopefully you're both relaxed and buzzy. I know I am. Hey, keep going, team. We're going to get there. We'll get there. We'll look back and we'll go, look at this collection of body of exercises we've been through. Wow, check that. Hey, be kind to yourself. All of you. Be kind to others.